How much should you spend when buying your next house? Buying a house is fun, but it's also emotional. Sometimes those emotional decisions can impact what you buy. Hi everybody, my name is Suneet with Big Block Realty North, and today we're going to talk about how to figure out the price of the next house that you buy. When you purchase a home, you're also committing to a monthly mortgage payment. So the first thing that you should do when figuring out what you're going to buy is seeing if you can afford that monthly payment in the future going forward. The best place to start is to learn the breakdown of every single cost that's associated with home ownership. Knowing all of this ahead of time is crucial, so you really know what's leaving your wallet every month. And no, your mortgage payment is not the only cost associated with owning a home. You're going to have property insurance, you're going to have taxes, property taxes, you may even have an HOA. So it's super important that you have all the facts before figuring out that sales price. Our advice is that you must figure out that monthly payment that you can afford that not only includes your mortgage and using that backwards to figure out what your home purchase price should be. And once you have a good idea about that, you should know exactly where you should be shopping and what you can really afford. So let's figure out the breakdown on what that monthly payment is. The biggest one being how much you pay the bank for your mortgage payment. If you're getting a loan on the property, your mortgage payment is going to consist of two things: principal and interest. So for example, let's say that your mortgage payment is $2,000 a month. Now that $2,000 a month is going to remain consistent over the life of the loan. The bottom line doesn't change every month. What does change is the amount allocated towards the principal and the interest. The next expense about being a homeowner is your property tax bill. Now let me show you how that works. Let's say that you get a mortgage for $400,000 and you live in an area with a 1% property tax bill. 1% of $400,000 is $4,000. If your mortgage payment was $4,000 a year, over 12 months you'd be paying $333.33 per month, which would be added to your mortgage payment per month. In the event that you put 20% down or more, you have the option of paying that on your own. However, if you put down less than 20%, most lenders' guideline is that they want that monthly allocation added to your monthly payment. The next expense you might have to pay in addition to your mortgage are any homeowners association dues. Some homes are in neighborhoods with homeowners associations and they have a cost. Another expense you might incur is private mortgage insurance. PMI, or private mortgage insurance, is insurance that your lender is going to essentially charge you for if you don't put down 20% or more on the purchase of your home. Everything I just mentioned are important parts of your monthly home ownership expense. So it's really important to get a clear idea of all the costs and what that's going to mean to your wallet and bottom line before you decide what price home you're going to buy. The last thing you want to do is fall in love with a property and come to find out it's going to cost a lot more in monthly expenses than you anticipated. My name is Suneet Agarwal with Big Block Realty. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. We have a link somewhere around this video. I would love to help answer any questions, and we'll see you next time.